Beach. See, they didn't believe me, did they? I told them it was Foki Beach, they wouldn't have it. It's Friday, welcome back to the channel, Rudgy aka the Doctor. If you just joined me, hit like, share and subscribe. Sit back and enjoy the ride. That costs you nothing, by the way, on YouTube. It just means you get a notification every time I do something. For those of you who visited the coffee page, link in the description below, and my PayPal side of that, thank you ever so much for doing that. It really makes a big difference to my life, I can tell you that. So what have we got this week? Well, Jackie Graham, one of the viewers, will be really pleased to know that this week I visit Fiscardo and Foki Beach, and we look at some yachts, trying to moor up and how that is done out here. As you can see, I'm in Augustoli at the moment. There's a lot of boats that have come in to visit this wonderful island. There's a lot at anchor out there as well. So yeah, without further ado, let's get on with the video. Right, so on the way down to Fiscardo, which you can see just about in the distance there, there's a turning on the left. Now for those of you who follow the site, last year you will know that I brought my bike Nicky, the Black Pearl, from Fiscardo and had to get the ferry to Nidri, which is the first port that you hit from here on Fiscardo. And I thought, instead of going into Fiscardo the usual way, we'll go down here and I'll walk into the town from there. The last ferry is left, so should be all right for parking, although I'd advise anybody visiting Fiscardo to carry on down this road, follow the signs for the parking, because the ferry port gets quite busy. Anyway, let's go and have a look at that. This is the ferry. So this is where you catch the ferry if you're going to Nidri, and that over there is the port of Fiscardo. I'm debating whether to go and buy myself a long cold beer, but I think I might go to Foki. Who fancies going to Foki? I'm not taking a mickey. I'll show you the name of the beach. Oh, it looks like we missed a trip boat. As you can see, Fiscardo gets very busy with yachts. Probably the yachty capital of the island, I would say. So we came in down there. I'm going to now walk round all the way around there. What a beautiful day, I have to say. What a great day to be alive. There's too many of these places for me to recommend, really. And to be honest, I don't come here that often. I base most things on a coffee, and I found coffee to be expensive here. But expensive to me may not be expensive to you. Expensive to me is anything over €350. And it is possible to get a coffee here for about that. However, as you can see, it is a beautiful place. So it's worth a visit. In fact, if you visit here and you don't find it to be expensive, drop a comment in the comments box below, because that will help people that might want to visit that haven't been here. I wonder what goes on that boat. So there you go, Fiscardo. pretty self-explanatory really, which is why I haven't spoken much over the top of this footage. Thought I'd let you take in the atmosphere. Laid back as always. It's not actually yacht-wise. They're not actually fighting for space yet. There's still a few here, and there's quite a lot stern to up against the rocks there, which I'll explain to you in a minute when we go to Foki Beach. So there you go, Jackie Graham. There's your Fiscardo for you. It's not that I don't like the place, it's just that living here, I like to be close to things that are going to be open during the winter, and not a lot goes on out this way in the winter. And of course you've got all the major supermarkets over Argostoli way. So my house really is ideal, Barbados. I'm sort of in the centre of everything I like to be in the centre of, if you see what I mean. But yeah, this is a beautiful place with some beautiful boats. I have to say, I've been asked, and yes, I do miss Sovereign Bay, and I really miss Joro. That was a big part of my life for a long time, nearly 20 years. I didn't do an awful lot with Sovereign Bay because of the lockdown. I brought it at the wrong time really. It's the life that I miss, you know, the life on water. But I have got a beautiful house now, well, villa actually, so I'm not complaining at all. And if I have to buy something like one of these down here for a bit of fun, then that's what I'll do later on. But watch this space, I won't be off the water for long. Even if I have to get a job doing something. So there you go, Fiscardo. I'm going to find somewhere to get a coffee.
And then I'm going up to my grandmother's house, it's like 500 blocks. And I'll just sit there with my grandparents.
Really got run over then. Can I have makeup please? I'm looking a bit dishevelled. Maybe a defibrillator will be good, and a young girl to massage my my back. What? No? What do you mean no? That's my rider. Okay. Take two. So here we are in Fiscardo, and you thought I was taking the mickey with that that pronunciation earlier, didn't you? Wow. Yeah. You're not laughing now, are you? Look at that. See, it says quite clearly up there, Foki Beach. That's what it says. And if you're 5, nearly 6, I can tell you that's really amusing. If you're not, you're probably going and they've tuned out by now and unsubscribed. No, don't do that. Anyway, let's go and have a look, because that was devastated by the Medicane that happened a few years ago. The guy lost his home, his taverna, the beach was completely devastated. I think they had a GoFundMe, and it's all rebuilt now. I haven't been back for a while, so we'll go and have a look and see what that's like. It's also, if you've got a yacht, a very, very nice anchorage if Fiscardo's full, which inevitably in the summer it will be. So let's go and have a look. I have to admit, if you've not been to Fiscardo and had a wander around, it is a very picturesque place to visit. But be warned, it's very yachty, and read the menus before you sit down to have anything to eat, because one or two of them are all right, but there's one or two that sort of capitalise on the fact that it's Fiscardo. I think maybe I shouldn't say that. Maybe I won't put that in. Admiral Chris, who's a friend of Keith Melbourne's, who's a friend of mine, and we all sailed together once upon a time. I know he's been in here in his yacht and anchored up. Very nice anchorage. Again, we've got Fiscardo's just round the corner that way, and Sammy is that way. So if you get stuck for an anchorage, this is always a good choice, and I suppose you can run out of a storm in here. But Sammy is just round the corner, so you wouldn't have far to go to get a safe anchorage, although Sammy gets quite busy as well. Anyway, Foki Beach is just round there. I'm going to go and have a look. Lots of skinny trees. I know somebody who doesn't mind a skinny tree. Yeah. Look at the colours of that water. So what you'd do if you were going to anchor a yacht, for those of you who don't know, you would bring the yacht in here. You would drop the anchor somewhere in the middle there, and then go astern towards the shoreline, and about 30 or 40 foot off you'd hold the boat there, and you'd send a dinghy in with the stern lines, and you'd tie one off over there and one off over there, and then you pull the anchor tight, and that's it for the night. You're in. That's how they're doing it. I don't know whether you can make that out over there. I'll try and zoom in for you. I haven't got my glasses on, but you can probably just make out there's a blue line to the right of that yacht, and that's going ashore. There'll probably be another one as well on the other side of the yacht, left hand side, starboard and port side we should be saying, shouldn't we really? So the port side's the one you can see quite clearly. The starboard one I can just about make it out dragging in the water by where the dinghy is and those kids are swimming. And yeah, they've taken those out the shore, and then they'll pull the anchor tight, the anchor chain a bit tighter, and that's it. You're anchored for the night. What a beautiful way to stay and spend a night here in Kefalonia. I know some of you don't like yachts, boats, but I do, and I love all that sort of stuff. Hey, up here comes the catamaran. We might get to see somebody do it. There you go, skipper's turning it round. You can't go much further in the channel because there's some red buoys there, which I suspect are probably the same as our 5k buoys in Torquay. They're to protect people who are swimming, I would think. I wouldn't think that's lime lines, but not to be a critic or anything, each to their own, but I think if as a skipper I would have had them bring that fishing line in a bit earlier, but you know, I suppose things get forgotten, don't they? Easy done. Anyway, let's see how he attacks this now. So there he goes, made his decision, he's dropped the anchor. Chuck somebody overboard with a line. See them swimming? That's a valiant attempt, that is. Yeah, normally you'd put a tender in and take the tender out, but obviously they're a strong swimmer, so they've decided to swim out with the line, and fair play. The other thing you need when you're doing this is that line needs to be one that floats, because you don't want it round your prop. So a standard shoreline won't do, because it will sink, and then if you need to go astern a little bit, because he's going to have to in a minute because the wind's got him, you'd run over your line with the prop. No good. So as you can see, that line's floating. I don't think it's how I would have done that, but never mind. Each to their own, eh? As a skipper, the one thing I would say about that is I think I'd prefer somebody to take a dinghy out with the line. I think it's a bit dangerous having somebody swimming with a line. There's all sorts of potentials for disaster there, isn't there, really? I mean, he's now having to manoeuvre the boat under power. Yeah, I don't like the way he's done that, but that's just me. And they say that most good skippers use common sense. So. I was going to cut the video off, but I thought maybe some of you would be a bit worried about the person in the water. So there you go, they've made it to land. As I said, I don't think. Now there you go, there's an example of what I was saying earlier about the line needing to float. Is had to go astern, one to make the anchor chain bed in, and two to make sure it's got enough line to the shore, because there's a heck of a lot of line he's got out there. Anyway, I'm sure you get the idea of what I was trying to tell you. That's not really how I would have done that, but then I'm no expert either, so every day is a school day, especially when you're at sea, and it's very easy to criticise other people. But those of you who do sail, leave in the comments what you think he did right and what you think he did wrong. I'd be quite interested to see what you've got to say. But as you can see, the mooring's starting to get busy now. There's another one. Just see the mast there, about to come in. Well, this is interesting. He's going quite a way in. So there you go, Wayne Toombs. I'm sure you'll have something to say about that. Wayne loves his boats, by the way. Yeah, Addicted to Boating, I think his site's called, or something. But I don't think he goes on there very often, but you can find him on Facebook, I guess. Anyway, let's get to the taverna, get something to drink. Right, so there's the taverna, all rebuilt, and I'll take you down the beach before we go in. I'm going to go and get myself a cold beer or something, because I think I deserve that. I have to say, I'm getting a bit peckish now, so I might even have my dinner here if it's reasonably priced. So yeah, the famous Foki beach. Where you can sit and watch people moor their boats up. I see that guy's going around in circles still. Obviously hasn't managed to run any swimmers over yet. Does that sound critical? Oh, maybe. So that's the beach. I'm off to the taverna. Get a nice cold beer now, and maybe something to eat. Well, there you go, YouTubers, the long-awaited Fiscardo video. I know that one of the viewers will be very, very pleased with that. It probably wasn't long enough, and I probably didn't walk far enough. I must go around the lighthouse one of these days, see if I can walk around there. I don't know how far it is. We'll soon find out, won't we? I'll take a big bottle of water with me. Right, so those of you who visited the Coffee and PayPal page this week, thank you ever so much. It really is a big help to me, and I really, really do appreciate it. As I appreciate every single one of you who subscribes to the channel. I never thought when I started this I would have that many people watching me. But you do, and I know some of you tune in on a Friday, which makes it more important for me to get those videos out on a Friday. So getting back to the Coffee and PayPal page, if you've contributed on the PayPal and brought me a coffee, you will be in the titles, but I edit them late on a Wednesday now, so if I haven't spotted you by then, you'll be on next week's video, so don't panic. If you don't see yourself, just leave me a message on the coffee page and I'll rectify it straight away. So that's it really for this week. Next week we're off to Scala and Poros, I think, and maybe do a bit of gardening. Quite a lot of gardening actually. Anyway, thanks ever so much for watching once again, and thanks ever so much for subscribing. If you haven't already, hit like, share and subscribe. Sit back and enjoy the ride, and I'll catch you guys next week. And Paul's happy again.
I've never seen such a...
So I'm trying to edit the bit of gardening that me and Paul do for Beer Grills and the Terminator while they're back in the UK on a Wednesday and a Friday. Unfortunately, I haven't got the facility on these editing suites to bleep him out. But if I did that, there wouldn't be any film left. So I've done my best to chop things out, and I'll let you work out what went on in the middle. See right here. But it is good fun. Poor old Paul, bless him.
He's not happy. Nothing's happening. Everything is backing on the ground. We've had to find rope, string, hammers, everything. I mean, seriously. I've got...
Yeah, he's not happy.
But nevertheless, we are persevering.
Yeah. And what have we found?
Oh!
Oh!
No, that's the first one. We thought that was a big one.
Yeah, we thought this was a big one, but Paul's found something else.
And I nearly fell on the floor. Come and follow him. Go on, go. Pull it aside slowly. We're going to come here. This is the lettuce spotted courgette. Look at that bitch. Look at it.
Look, a finger for scale.
Look. Anyway, we're going to make sure it grows to the house. We're not going to pull that because nobody likes it. Do they?
No.
Do they? Nobody likes
No.
them anyway.
So what do you think of it so far, Paul? Say bye, Paul.
Bye.
What are you doing, Andy?
Knocking about.